Hello, I'm Sophia, and this is Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator, here on YouTube. And he wants to thank you for joining him today on the Life Regenerator show. Was that accurate?
Close, pretty close.
What is it? Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator here on YouTube. Thank you for joining me for another episode of today's Life Regenerator show.
Okay, I was close, okay. So today, we woke up this morning and I was kind of contemplating the last few years and living in this lifestyle, eating raw foods, and what it's been like for me and what it looks like and some of the misconceptions that some people might have who are new to this lifestyle or who are just exploring it. And so I just started writing down questions and I thought, hey, let me interview you, and it's kind of an opportunity for me to get some practice on camera and get comfortable on camera. So Dan loved that idea, and so here we are doing it. So yeah, thank you for letting me interview you today.
I'm excited. This is awesome. Let's see what you got.
Okay. So the first thing I was thinking was, what do you say to someone, maybe a concerned friend or family member, who sees you on this path, eating all living foods, detoxing, and maybe they think you are taking it too far, they think your diet's a little extreme or imbalanced? How do you respond to somebody like that without being too pushy or over-educating them when maybe they don't trust it? How can you share this lifestyle and keep your dignity for those who think you really, maybe they've been educated in the, the Western medicine type of ideology around food, and so you want to educate them, but not like be pushy.
Push them away.
Yeah.
Or confuse them further. Well, it's good to set an example, first of all, and it does take time. Like my family at first, of course, totally resisted. Just like I was telling you this morning, how at first your family they see you for what you used to be, and your friends see you for what you used to be, and they have those filters on their eyes. But like, for example, my family now, guess what? Every person in my whole family has a juicer and drinks vegetable and fruit juice every day. But at first they thought I was a wingnut, but I stuck with it. I was persistent. They said, you're not getting overweight like we are. You're not going to the doctor like we are. And it just took time. They're like, oh, this isn't one of those little fads or phases that Dan's going through. Because that's what they think when you're young. Or that's what your friends might think. So try not to make it be that. Like, commit. And they'll see your commitment. So it's always persistence, commitment, and then the results speak for themselves. So you have to be strong in your resolve to... This has to come from a place of, I was truly inspired. Like when I found out about raw foods, I had been studying health, bodybuilding, whey powders, calories, all that stuff. But, when I found out about the raw foods, a light bulb went off in my head. And then I was inspired, and I never looked back. And hopefully what happens is, someday, somehow, some way, through a video or a book or whatever, you get that same kind of inspiration, and it just transforms your heart, and then it doesn't matter what anyone says.
Yeah. But I also feel like there's so much information about health out there, and a lot of it's contradicting. How do you, for instance, some people, I'm detoxing because I want to get rid of mucoid plaque in the intestinal tract, the colon, and there's all these different things that I'm doing, but many people, a lot of people that I went to high school with, or old friends who really haven't done the studying that I have on the body, they would probably not even know what that is. So, how do you, do you just go for it and just not care what anybody thinks, or?
Well, there's progressive levels of awareness. There's also progressive levels of awareness with specific focus. If you're like me and you spent the last 14 years focusing on your what's happening down here, you're going to have these revelations, these understandings. You're going to look at anatomy charts fall asleep looking at charts of endocrinology, studying the nervous system, and then you'll have those awakenings and awareness. Some people, they put it in their mouth and the next thing they know it comes out their butt. And they don't think anything of it. They don't think anything about it. Just most of the people are generally like, okay, it stops that feeling of uncomfort, which is like an acid condition usually. And as long as it stops the discomfort, it's okay. But eventually what happens is we know that physiologically there's laws in nature that end up accumulating the debris. And then certain systems just get backed up because the cells no longer are respirating, so the glands no longer produce. So a lot of people are going to, they're not going to have this understanding whatsoever.
You know, so where did society go wrong? How come there's so much ignorance around our bodies and our systems? Like people, there's just so much like misunderstandings out there about what's really happening, like in the GI tract and with absorption and malnutrition. It seems like, I don't know, that just seems like there's a lot of brainwashing going on. Would you say that's true? Or?
Well, I mean, there's money. This popped into my head when you were saying that, and that is that our intelligence is simultaneously destroying us while it's allowing us to have the opportunity to become set free in a more spiritual sense. But, you know, so it's like we're so disconnected from nature. The animals, they don't really even have a choice because they never did design a burner and then all these fancy things. They just go and the deer just chews on the green stuff that's there intuitively because that's what they saw the mother deer doing, and the mother deer saw the mother deer before that, and it's just, and they never had a chance to veer off because they don't have a frontal lobe like we do. But we took the fire, threw the meat over it, and then started making Teflon pans. And now it's become this thing where mom had a Teflon, mom had the ham with the onions and the cloves, and then grandma had it, and it just passes on and on. So when someone comes up like us, like what we're doing with the raw food thing, which if you think about it for 2 seconds, all animals, all organisms are raw living organisms. And the planet, it's a raw planet. But then the human beings have found these ways to not be raw. And so we're crazy, but actually, well, we're the crazy ones, but we're really not. We're actually the ones who are looking at things as they are, because there's, you know, there's a lot of arguments for cooked food, but there's one thing that is for certain that we know of, and that is that no other living organism cooks its food. Now, maybe 10 billion years ago, there was a strange little alien culture or something on planet Earth that had hot dogs and marshmallows over the fire. I don't know. But it's not a very high likelihood. So it is a raw planet. So when we eat those fresh living foods, we're following a very, very simple law. It just, for me, it's like, it just makes so much sense.
Yeah. So a lot of people come to this diet. Well, a lot of people look at this diet from the outside, like people who haven't really ventured into it, and they're just like, oh, those are those raw food people. And they see it as kind of like a fad diet or something that's trendy, or it's like a big club or something. But us from the inside, who you've been doing this for so long, and now I've been able to observe for a couple of years, know that most of the people who come into this lifestyle are here because they have chronic illness, or they have, you know, they just have disease, or they have issues, or they have skin problems, or they have digestive problems, or there's just like a whole host of things that anybody could have, and they come here seeking relief. So what can we say to somebody who's like exploring this alternative route to healing, who's not really sure where to start? You know, they eat everything. Maybe they're an omnivore, or maybe they eat processed food. Where can they begin that is like a comfortable first step for them?
Well, there's a lot of a comfortable first step. I mean, well, the daily juicing habit. Omnivore, carnivore, any avore can do a daily juice habit and get the vitamins and minerals, which can start to activate the cells. And when you start to activate the cells with those vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and the living water, you can wake the cells up. And then those cells will go, whoa, this is cool, and it starts to get it. And then when the cells start to wake up and start to get it, then they want to get it some more. And then you'll have your juice every day for like 3 weeks, and then you'll miss your daily juicing habit, and then you'll have like coffee and donuts or something, and it'll be like, whoa, and then you'll get it, and you're like, whoa, I cannot go without my juice. So that's one place for them to start, is the daily juicing habit. But the fruits and vegetables, it doesn't matter what diet you're on, or if you ever want to give up anything or be raw, there's one thing that's for certain: the best foods for human beings physiologically, the way we're structured, is the fresh, high water fruits and vegetables, because that's the most easily absorbable minerals. And it's the minerals and the water that we really want in those foods. The fiber is good too, because it keeps the system working so that we can absorb that water, so we can absorb those minerals, so that we are electrical beings, because the minerals are the conductors of electricity through the cells. And when those minerals become deficient through all cooked food diet, systems start to shut down, and people begin to develop what are called diseases.
So you're saying that we're destroying the minerals when we cook the food?
You're rendering many of the enzymatic systems that actually allow the minerals to be absorbed.
So the enzymes are destroyed, therefore the minerals aren't bioavailable? Is that what you're saying?
So when you heat the food, all these foods are made, they're spinning with electrons that are like little universes of energy, consciousness, and patterns of energy. And when you add heat, you alter the patterns of energy. That's just very simple and basic science. And so when those energy patterns are disrupted, like when you get an orange on a tree, you pluck it, it's got its electrons that are spinning with that structured consciousness, energy that feeds the cells in the body as well as the brain. Well, as soon as you take that orange off the tree, squeeze it, and then pasteurize it, now it's the pasteurization process that actually is going to disharmonize that information. And then that's why when you eat simple raw foods like that, you stay so clear, so bright. And then as soon as you begin to cook it and disorganize that energy disorganizes within the body, and the cells, which are also constructed of electrons that are spinning according to a certain pattern, frequency, vibration, then those living patterns that are in your cells can absorb the living patterns from the orange, and then everything is harmonious. But the cells in the body, which are highly vibrating cells that are basically condensed electrons, now there's these other disorganized patterns of energy being absorbed into the system, and that disrupts the ability of the cell, individual and collectively, to be in harmony and to operate efficiently and effectively as far as absorbing energy for ATP and releasing metabolic residues from the food. So you want your cells to be as alive as possible, and raw foods is only a part of that, you know.
Okay, that's beautiful. Do you want me to ask you one more question?
Let's see. Let's start another clip.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll end this one by saying, hey, give this one a thumbs up. Let us know if we can serve you in any way and how we can do so with your questions below the video, and hopefully we'll find some time. We're really going to be busy in the next couple weeks, but we'll try to find some time to sit down and answer some questions. So let's end this one here. Share this one with your friends, and we love you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.